Let's talk about nonprofit accounting. I know, that phrase might make you a little nervous, but don't worry, we're going to make it super simple and hey, maybe even a little exciting. You're out there doing the big, important work, right? Maybe you're saving the sloths, or maybe you're building homes for the houseless. Whatever your mission is, that's the passion, that's why you got started in the first place. But let's be real for a second. Behind every amazing mission, there's the practical side of things. The numbers you gotta track and the books you have to balance. And you know what? That's not the boring part. It is absolutely the critical part. Think about it. A world-changing mission needs a rock-solid financial foundation. Good accounting is that bedrock that lets you build a better world, one donation at a time. So what really makes nonprofit accounting so different from, say, the corporate world? Let's pull back the curtain and take a quick look at what makes it so unique. Okay, here's the biggest difference right here. For-profit companies are all about one thing, making money for their shareholders. Simple enough. But for nonprofits, the goal isn't profit at all. It's accountability. It's about proving to your donors and your whole community that you are creating real impact and you're doing it responsibly. And that brings us to a super important idea called fund accounting. Basically, it's a system to make sure that donations with specific strings attached are used exactly for their intended purpose. So if a donor gives you money specifically for, knitting hats for mongooses, that money can only be used for that. It's how you build trust, by showing every single dollar is spent just as you promised. So how do you actually prove all this? Well, you do it through your financial super documents. Let's look at the key reports that tell your nonprofit's story, not just in numbers, but in true measurable impact. There are 4 big ones you really need to know. Each one tells a different piece of your story, but when you put them all together, they paint a complete picture of your organization's financial health. First up, the statement of activities. Think of this as your nonprofit's version of an income statement. It shows your revenue and expenses, yeah, but it also shows how well you're using your resources to fund your programs versus, say, your overhead. This is a huge one for proving your efficiency to donors. Next, you've got the statement of financial position. This is your balance sheet. It gives you a snapshot of your organization's health at one specific moment in time, what you own, what you owe. It is absolutely vital for long-term planning and showing grantmakers that you're stable. Then there's the statement of cash flow. This one is all about the actual cash. It tracks the money moving in and out of your bank account, which is so crucial for managing your day-to-day operations. It answers that big question. Do we have enough cash right now to pay the bills and run our programs next month? And finally, we have a report that's totally unique to nonprofits, the Statement of Functional Expenses. This is your transparency powerhouse. It breaks down all your spending by category, like program services, admin, and fundraising, so donors can see exactly how their contributions are being put to work to move the mission forward. Okay, so knowing the reports is one thing, but actually putting it all together to make the biggest impact? That's another. So let's talk about some best practices that'll put you in the driver's seat. Really, just 4 simple things can set you up for massive success. 1. Use software that was built specifically for nonprofits. 2. Make sure your tools talk to each other. For example, having your fundraising platform integrate seamlessly with your accounting software is a game changer. It saves so many hours. 3. Set up strong internal controls. And 4. Perform regular audits. That keeps you accurate and builds that all-important credibility. This really all comes down to one thing: trust. Our CEO here at Fundraise, Justin Wheeler, says it best. Compliance isn't optional. It's about actively building trust with your donors and showing your commitment to being transparent. And in our world, that trust is pretty much your most valuable asset. I know, this can feel like a lot, but listen, you do not need to be a financial wizard to get this right. With the right approach and the right tools, you can absolutely feel confident and strategic about your organization's finances. So think of this as just the trailer. We've really only scratched the surface today, giving you that quick, high-level view of what you need to know. Ready to see the whole movie? Well, your next step is to dive in deeper. Go ahead and click the link in the description to read the full guide on our blog. It is packed with way more tips, tools, and strategies to help you master your nonprofit's finances so you can focus on what really matters, your mission. Thanks for hanging out with me today.